Hello everyone. Today is Tuesday, and as usual, I'm beginning with an introductory video to help you set up your week. So I'm going to recap quickly what you have to do during the week. In the first place, you have to open the planner and then find all your responsibilities for the week, what you need to study, the exercises that you gotta do. Um, as you'll know, we are already in the research and format part of the course. And as you all know, we are using MLA style to format our papers and to make the in-text citations and in-text documentation. Um, I'm recommending here in the description that you go to Andrea Lansford's book, Everyone's an Author, and read pages 442 through 500, the MLA format, and also on pages 535 through 574. But before you do that, I would like you to read the learning object of the week. And usually I recommend you to do it otherwise, to read Andrew Lansford's material. But now I think it's important you go to the week 3 syllabus and content section and get and open the learning object. In the learning object of the week, you're going to find the usual material, the introductory video that in this case I recorded myself a couple of years ago, and this is on page 1. On page 2, you have the importance of using a standardized format in a writing class, and this is the theory why it's important that you pay so much attention to this section in my course. And then on page 4, you have my recommendations on how to approach the topic. After watching the video that introduces the topic, you realize that I refer to MLA as working in two separate levels. One, which is the format level, which is the way your essay should look like. And second, in-text documentation of sources and the creation of the list of works cited at the end. This is what you need to focus your attention on mostly. Here on page 4, I'm giving you a PDF with an example of an essay formatted using MLA style standards. You have here in blue boxes and in green boxes the general justification or the reason why you have to format the essay this way. Like, for example, on the left-hand side, a column with your personal information, the class information, the name of teacher, the date when you wrote the paper, and all the other important guidelines that you have to consider when formatting the essay. Um, Oftentimes, I get students really concerned because they are used to formatting using APA guidelines. And my word of advice is you don't have to um, face this as a tragedy. You simply have a model here, and you have a simple uh, model in front of you, and all you got to do is just copy. You don't have to memorize anything. Just simply when formatting the essay, instead of using a cover page, you simply use the essay with the personal information on the left-hand side, and the rest of the guidelines that the format provides. But if you want to skip this part, you can do it because I'm giving you even a better document that has it all. This is on page 4 here, how to approach the topic. And then you continue with integration and documentation of sources. And here, when you get to page 5, this is the document I'm referring to. This is the MLA, the MLA guidelines with the new updates from 2016 And so it's a 49-page manual, but you're getting it here for free. And it's important that you simply download this document and save it in your computers and keep it, because it's going to be useful for you, not only in my class right now, but in future um, subjects that you take. They use MLA, mostly subjects, as you know, in the humanities area. I have here the document, and I wanted to show you what's really important about the document. In the first place, MLA, just like APA, exactly the same, are very similar in the sense that they use brief in-text documentation of the sources that you have used in your paper, and then they they complete a list of works cited at the end. MLA calls them works cited, APA calls them reference. So that's the only difference, but in essence they are about the same. And here you have in this PDF, you have the directory to the MLA style, and you have in-text documentation, and here you have every single possible source that you can consult when writing your essays. Author name in a signal phrase, author name in parentheses, two or more author works by the same author, and it goes on and on and on. But you don't have to memorize. For example, let's see, two or more works by the same author on page 5. You come here, you're working in case that you're working with you have it here, two or more works by the same author. How you solve that situation? If you cite multiple works by an author, include the title of the work you are citing, either in the signal phrase or in the parentheses. Give the full title if it's brief, otherwise give a short version. For example, you're citing Kaplan, and you're citing another work by the same author, you have to include the name in parentheses. Otherwise, only the name of the author and the page number. Just this is an example of what you need to do. You need to come over here and locate the type of in-text citation that you're working with. Author, an editor, or translator, no author, article in a journal. So don't memorize anything. You don't have to waste time memorizing, because otherwise you won't be able. It's a 49-page document. All you got to do is find where you can find this information, and then this is going to be useful for the third partial test, which is on MLA as well. So in this manual, you have all possible sources that you can consult, and then you want to make the proper in-text documentation. Like, for example, audio, visuals, other sources, cartoon, interviews, films. So don't memorize anything, just find where that information is on the manual. So that's the first part. Then in the second part, you have a document which is perfect because it's a very clear example of the format. On page 44, if I recall correctly, you have here 41. Page 41, you have the updated version of the format. So here you have an essay with all possible features that you have to consider. A title that has to be centered with the first letter of every major word capitalized. Here the personal information on the left hand side, the name of the author on the top right hand side, preceding the number of the page, and half an inch from the top of the page. And the same here, no justification at the end of the line, so you leave it jagged ended. Indentation of every paragraph, like here, and you have it all here. So if you want to insert a visual, like a picture, the way you do it, you have the different possibilities. No signal phrase, author and page number in parentheses. So everything is here in terms of format. So when formatting the essay, don't do it by heart. Simply come here and double check with the model that I'm giving you. This is a great example and it has it all. It goes all the way through the list of works cited. As I mentioned, the name of the work site is works cited, not references as you do in APA. So this is all you gotta consider when formatting the essay. So as I said, MLA works on two separate levels, one which is the format and another one which is the in-text citation and documentation of sources. I'm going to be sending you a brief video explaining how to document sources. The three examples are with direct quote, with a paraphrase, and when you make a summary. So I'm going to be sending you a link to a YouTube video, a very brief video explaining how you should do it. I'm going to continue with the learning object. So you have the sources, and then on the next page you have the how to integrate sources, and this is the information that I'm including in the video. In-text citation is introducing the source that you're citing, and the correspondence between the in-text citation, for example, according to Diller, the way you introduce your source, in parentheses, the page number, only the page number, not the year as in APA. You mention the author in your line, and then in the works cited, the same, the last name of the author, and then the remaining information that you should include. So in this page, you have integration of sources, and as I said, when you make a summary, a paraphrase, or a direct quote. Again, on the following page, you have the 8 patterns of integration. You have another further explanation of what a summary is, a paraphrase, or a direct quote, and then you have the patterns of integration of sources on the following page, at the beginning of your sentence, in the middle of your sentence, at the end. So it is essential that you read this learning object completely. It's going to take like maybe 1 hour to read, not to make a fast reading, but to take your time to digest information. So it's going to take 1 hour probably, or maybe a couple of hours. So my word of advice is please do it in a thorough way. Sit down and study the material here because you have it all here. If you do it right, you're going to be ready for the video conference on Saturday, and then you're going to be ready for formatting the essays beginning week 4, 5, 6, and 7. So please start studying this material. I checked in the report that just one student has read the material, and it's important that you take this seriously and then understand the material presented here. If you need any further assistance, please don't hesitate to contact me. Once you finish watching this introductory video, please send me a notification email, because I'm keeping a record of the students that are sending a notification email. It's important that you do this.